Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Unicorn Caller here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are back. There hasn't really been any news lately, and I'm sad to come back with nothing but, I guess, a rant, tangent, or a TED Talk. It's going to be another long video, and again, we are talking about guilds and raids. This will be my last time talking about guilds and raids and WIZARD101, like, all that stuff. It's just getting kind of repetitive. It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, you know. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of up to the developers on what they want to do. And obviously, we'll be talking about the 2-week cooldown, but also some other stuff, some concerns here and there, and just like everything else. So let's go all the way back to, I wouldn't say all the way when guilds started. Guilds kind of started rough. 12-player raids. It was hard to find 12 players at the same time. Only 50 account spaces. There was no lieutenant role. Obviously, a lot has changed now. We have a lieutenant role. The max amount of people that can join the guild is 60 accounts, so which is pretty cool. And also, another cool feature that was added in this update, any friends that you have in the guild that you have on your friends list, that actually doesn't go towards your total friends list, like total minimum or maximum, which is really cool. So you can actually have like way more friends if you wanted to. So a lot of pretty cool stuff, but obviously we're back talking about it because in this recent update, they patched the guild hopping glitch, which they do with any other glitch concerning raids and guild. And usually we see a lot of raiders and guild people angry. Because why? Because it's WIZARD101. We're the WIZARD101 community. We always get angry at stuff. And I personally just don't care about the cooldowns whatsoever. I've always just stuck in my guild for the most part because I'm the guild leader for it. You know. But yeah, we're going to talk about it. Alright, so again, a lot of outcry about the whole guild cooldown being patched. By the way, it's a 2-week cooldown, which for other video games, it's not necessarily 2 weeks. It's a lot shorter. And you can see over here that games like Destiny 2 have like a 24-hour window. World of Warcraft has like 72 hours. Throne of Liberty around like 36 hours. You know, all of these are in kind of like the hours. And then you'll notice WIZARD101 has a total of 14 days, which is 2 weeks, which is quite lengthy just to join another guild. And technically for Warframe, 24 hours, as Taylor has said, because of the crafting situation for that. But still, it's in the hours. A lot of these games that have guilds and join cooldowns are in the hours. You'll notice that WIZARD101 tries its hardest to kind of replicate other video games, and for some reason, they always kind of miss the mark. I would love to see WIZARD101 kind of be themselves. And in which case, we have that to start off with this awesome poll that Ratbeard has made. As some of you might have observed, I often find it useful to illustrate examples by extrapolating to absurdity, which is a number sufficiently large to be absurd, yet smaller than infinity, say a gazillion. But the designers also use what we call rule of 2, which is to dial in a parameter by cutting number in half or doubling it. With that in mind, simply as a thought experiment seeking feedback, I want to try out a few proposals. If you want to register support behind a proposal, just reply with the emoji numbers. And it has a whole list of the whole guild cooldown thing. Obviously with number 0 being, I don't want any guild leave / join cooldowns of any kind, right? Now, as you can see here, 538 people, including myself, have voted number 0. That I don't want any guild leave / join cooldown of any kind. Okay, so, and I don't know by Ratbeard's philosophy, what does that mean? I mean, it's in a Discord server, so I don't know if it's a completely, totally accurate poll. I mean, y'all can run it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. Is MySpace still a thing? Anyway, there you have it. So, yeah. The other options are pretty reasonable, too. Like 3 days. I think 3 days decent. But, you know, there you go. I mean, I don't know what else needs to be said? I don't know why we have to drag this video out for longer than it has to be, because it has to be longer. And a lot of people in the Discord chat have said a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I'm not going to go over what everyone has been saying, but yeah, everybody has had their fair share of comments. Yeah. Some major said, yeah, I think people are just afraid to vote for zero. I mean, yeah, in theory, you can have like 3 big guilds and everyone that joins them and they have a monopoly, but that's not really how it works. Ideally, guilds are friend groups, not companies. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I really encourage you guys to join the Discord and look at all this stuff, because it's some really good stuff. Really good stuff. So check all that stuff out, because yeah, guilds are in an awkward spot where mega guilds are too big and friend groups are too small, and they are both harmed by the guild hopping cooldowns. Yes. So yeah, I don't know why people keep pointing this out as if it is not obvious, and as if the obvious answer is not merge guilds, but I understand why some people are reluctant to do that. Yeah, dude, if y'all don't want feedback, just say that. But like, you know, this is like, it gets repetitive. That's why I'm saying it's like beating a dead horse. And this is why I don't do the geometric ground tables anymore, because you can say you like apples, and then they'll give you this big philosophy why apples are not good for you. I'm like, okay, like, I like apples. Apples is nice. You're getting all this feedback right here. I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know. So anyway, fast forward a little bit. People are still angry about it, blah, 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 blah. And usually, you know, we don't really know what happens with these polls. We don't know if something's really going to happen. I highly doubt it, but hey, I've been wrong many times before. Then Court over here makes a awesome poll, which has been closed, but it was actually split. And I think it was just like a jokey poll. I don't think it was like a serious poll, but Court has said that if there were no drops in raids, would you still be raiding? And it's actually split by 79 votes in each of the bottom categories. Yes, but not as often as I do now. I still want drops. And no, the drops are the most important part of me, right? And it's split 40-40, and it only had a total of 196 votes. So I don't know if that philosophy of doubling a number or cutting it in half still applies. I mean, it's only 196 votes. I think this was not really the most engaging poll. I'm sure if we had the mighty contemplative here, he would give us the full-on rundown of it, but there you go. I mean, personally for me, I just don't care. I mean, I like raiding. I think it would still kind of suck if you don't get any loot at all. In games like Destiny 2, though, they do have like kind of weekly resets, I believe, where you can still raid. You're just not going to get like the loot or anything like that, so you can still help out guilds or help out random people and stuff like that. I will say this, though. Destiny 2, now I think about it, I mean, I don't play the game anymore, but I will say Destiny 2 has had a really good type of guild and raid feature. You don't really have to craft any raid keys, which, thank goodness, we'll get into that in a second. But I don't know, it's just the way they do it. It seems a lot more accessible, right? And I feel like all the other video games that I've listed, especially in the Twitter thing I just showed y'all, they're just a lot more accessible, you know? And we can go over here talking about guild size capacities. Obviously, WIZARD101, I had posted this in 2022, and WIZARD101 was down to like 50 maximum account spaces. It was really small because a lot of people play on alt accounts. Obviously, that's probably not the main intention, as the devs would assume, of playing on alt accounts or double boxing. Sometimes you have to double box because you can't get 12 people, and that was kind of the hard part of 12 player raids. But anyway, it's up to 60 now, so you have a lot more leg room. I still think it's a little bit small, but as you can see in some of these other bigger video games, especially stuff like Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, it's up in the 500 range or like 1,000 range, you know, all that stuff. And all the other stuff is up to like 100, you know. That's like a baseline for all of these. It's like 100. That's like a nice, cool baseline. I think KI thought 100 would be way too much. But now 60, I guess, is a good middle spot for them, right? That's decent. I mean, I don't care. Because now with this whole guild cooldown situation of 2 weeks, you're probably not going to see a lot of people help some of the other smaller guilds out, because now you have to wait 2 weeks. Now they changed it in a previous update where the cooldown only activates as soon as you join a new whatchamacallit. I just not lost connection. I gotta relog into WIZARD101. But they changed it to the point where it only activates once you join a new guild. So thankful for that. But like I said, they patched the whole guild hopping situation. So now you would need to wait if you were on a cooldown. And a lot of people, of course myself included, don't like that. But going on from there, again, a lot of people were talking, blah, 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 blah. And you can read the whole thing for your own self. Someone says, with the current raids, removing the timer would make the encounters feel too trivial and easy. Yeah, but I do think there are mechanics and challenges that can be introduced to create difficulty that doesn't rely on speed of execution. Incorporating group-wide puzzles into fights like the 4v4 criminal fights in Ghastly Raid is one thing I think they could explore more and iterate upon. In my mind, the only convincing reason the raid timers and raid gate timers have to exist is for the purpose of influencing how much time players spend on each activity. Because if raid durations weren't so strictly enforced, I feel like there would be a group of people that were only raided because of how long they take, and there would be another major group that would burn out of raids because they took too long or something like that. Yeah. And as you guys know, raids have a 30-minute timer, and only 30 minutes. That's pretty much all you get. Almost 70 wins and only 2 pets so far, and they're the worst ones. Yeah, the drop rates for that are very, very rare. I will say this, another thing, and I'm going to speak on a guild leader perspective. When the raid first came out, for the Dragonspire raid first came out, I was basically the only... This was so silly. I think Artie was talking about the when we were in the what was it like a KI live with some of the community members. I can't remember. I'm so old. But obviously the main intention is that you're not supposed to farm all of that Azoth and farm the Monstrology extracts by yourself. It should be a team effort, right? That's the whole point of guild. It should be a team effort. Sometimes you might not have a guild that wants to commit to it. Sometimes they don't want to help out. And if that's so, you just give them the boot. But I'm going to tell y'all some of the horror stories of being a guild leader. Because beyond the 2-week cooldown, I have my own grievances. And most of this stuff, KI cannot fix. Because this is within the community. And that's right. I have problems with the community. All right. All the way back in the Dragonspire raid, I asked the server, all right, who wants to sign up for a raid? Everybody's talking in the server, right? All right, the raid roster is filled. We got 12 players. Cool. Had this one girl, send me a direct message. Richard, I thought I was supposed to be on the roster. Be like, you didn't say anything. But but I thought you were just going to put me on there or something like that. And I'm like, you didn't say anything. I can't analyze your brain. I don't have telepathy. I can't do that. I can't just put random people on a raid and assume that they're going to show up, because there have been many times when in my guild people do not show up, and that is one of the hardest things about raiding. Some of y'all don't show up. The time is right there. Y'all just don't want to show up, or something happens, or the house catches on fire. God forbid that, because if that happens, I hope you're safe. But we have had instances like that before, where you cannot control the outside factors. Sometimes work calls in. You might have a family emergency. We have had all these things happen. Now, that's something that KI can't fix. But then, when you have the guild cooldown, that just makes it a lot harder. Because if you're on a guild cooldown, you can't help a guild out. You can't get no extras. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I can go even further, bro. I got plenty of stories. We had this one time. Woo! One time. Oh, this one actually irked me the most, because this happened this year during the Ghastly Raid conspiracy. Somebody got reported, right? Reported mid-raid because they didn't like the way someone was talking to them. Literally. And guess what? Got reported mid-raid. One of the mods kicked them out of the Discord call, I had to go in the DMs, bring them back in the Discord, and I'm doing all this while raiding. I'm doing all this while doing the raid. So, dude, I was so angry. I also had family over, right? I decided to sacrifice my family time to be at this raid, and it was a complete, I'm not going to curse. I'm not going to curse. I don't need to curse. But I will just say it was a complete dumpster fire of a mess. I yelled at everybody. I lashed out at everybody. I said, y'all are the worst raiders I have ever raided with. You guys are acting like children. Get it together and tighten up. I just said, I was so over it. Because as a guild leader, it gets stressful. You make all these raid keys, which, by the way, why do we have to make these raid keys? And we still don't have a treasure card vault. I understand that KI said that treasure cards are supposed to be consumables. That's why we made the decathlon, so you can use them. Okay, I get that. But at the same time, you have to get all of this Azor that you made as a treasure card, okay? You have to clear up so much space out of your treasure card, like, space. I don't understand why they still just don't want to do it. I will give you money just to buy it. I will spend money. Isn't that what Gamingo wants? They only care about profit. I don't think they care about y'all's gaming philosophy. They want to make money. I will give you money to get the treasure card vault here. And if not, that's fine. I'll still use my alt accounts. I would just prefer not to. I would prefer that we have a guild bank or something like that. I don't know. I'm telling you, man, Wiz, it gets frustrating. It gets very, very frustrating. But they have said a billion times that they won't bring it, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, when you need like 600 Azov, it gets a little annoying. Maybe there could be a donation feature, just like kind of the guild locks, where you can donate some Azov to a guild key lock. And then when there's like enough reagents, then you can like pick up a key or something like that. I don't know. There's like, oh, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It is very, 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 very frustrating. And we've had also many instances where people don't like to lose. We had one instance where someone didn't lose. They didn't win. Why they didn't win? They crashed out. I crashed out as a guild leader because I said, okay, well, like, I get it. You have tantrums. I get it. You have episodes, but like, dude, it's just a game. Like, just relax. No need to lash out or anything. If anything, lash out at KingZyle Incorporation for making the raid as difficult as it may seem to some people. And after that, I just listed a whole thing in my Discord server talking about, like, join any of these guilds. Like, join any of these guilds. Literally, it's in the Discord server. If y'all don't like the guild that you're in, literally, all these guilds, look, looking for a guild, first time, Caledon Tigers, however you pronounce that, Frigid Rogue Chickens, there you go, Deathly Wizard, all of these guilds you can join, bro. All these, join all these guilds. Join whatever guild you want. Remember about the 2-week cooldown now, okay? So if you don't like the way that a guild treats you, or if you get kicked out because you're being toxic or annoying, then you're gonna have to be on that 2-week cooldown, buddy. Okay? Just a reminder. Join any of these guilds. But they won't. They don't. Because why? Most of these guilds has applications. You gotta fill out some paperwork. Yeah, I know. Boo. Paperwork sucks. Oh, what wizard are you? Are you willing to farm gear? Like, are you willing to join VC? All these other questions and questions. My guild's open. I don't care who joins. I mean, most of the other guilds or raiders in my guild are just inviting random people, and I'm like, oh, hello. Like, hi. I don't care. I really don't care who joins the guild. Sometimes I'll even put the guild in the social kiosk and we'll just have like temporary members in there, which I also think is a pretty cool feature as well. But those are some of my grievances as a guild leader. And having this whole 2-week cooldown situation, the only thing this does, it just makes guilds more inaccessible than they already were. A lot of people don't raid and join guilds for the reason why they are inaccessible. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of try-hard guilds that don't want to include you because they're actually looking for raiders. They're looking for people to actually do stuff. I get a lot of viewers that tell me, Richard, join, like, let me join the guild. And I'm like, okay, like, do you want to do anything? I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm telling you right now, you don't need to join a guild if you're literally not going to do anything with it. Even crafting, if you're not going to utilize the crafting features or any of the other stuff here, there's literally no point to join the guild. You just want to join the guild to join the guild. But that's the thing. It's only 60 account spaces. You can't just have slackers on. It's bad enough I already have like 5 alt accounts in my guild because I got to cast Magic Touch on the raid gate, because that's always been a problem with this guild since day one. I mean, lately it's been getting a lot better, which is good, but still, it gets a little tight in the space, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you see all these other guilds have like 100 spaces or 1,000, which I think that would be way too much. Maybe WIZARD101 can make like a guild merging feature, or have like 3 guilds, kind of like the adventure parties. See, it's funny because the adventure parties was like the guilds, and they just got it completely right with adventure parties, right? I'll show you right now. If you go to the social tab right now, let's go to adventure parties. You can join up to 3 adventure parties. Why don't we have that for guilds? Why can't we join up to 3 guilds? I think if that was a possibility, if y'all could get the coding for that, I think that a lot of people wouldn't even care about the 2-week cooldown in general. And personally for me, I would also help out some other guilds or join another guild, right? It would be so cool to join 3 guilds. I think that'd be cool. But if that's something that KI doesn't want to do, by the way, let me switch the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is what the adventure party screen looks like. You can join up to 3. This is awesome, right? I love it. It's pretty cool. This is like the little start of the guilds. But then when the guilds were introduced, it was poorly executed. You got these big 12-player raids. It's hard to get players in. There's these cooldowns that you gotta bypass. It's a whole thing. Oh man, they really should do that. I think that'd be cool, because if you want to keep the cooldown, that's fine. But at least allow the players to join up to 3 guilds and help out other people. You're trying to build a community. That's the whole point of the guild. That is the whole point of a guild, to be social. Oh, come on. Please. Please. This is why I'm making this my last video, talking about raids and guilds. Everybody has these awesome ideas. I feel like KI is so afraid. They're so afraid. Just do it. Please. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. You have the evidence right here. You have people that voted for the poll. I mean, I literally do not know what else to tell you. I really don't know what else to tell you. If you still don't want to do it, fine by me, but I'm just saying, the numbers is right there. I don't know what this 2-week cooldown, or who this 2-week cooldown is benefiting. I feel like KI always confuses burnout with accessibility or inaccessibility, right? Same thing with the raid gates. The raid gates have a cooldown. My guild personally hates it. I try to give my guild as many breaks as possible so they don't burn themselves out, even though we literally just had Darkmoor, and they still want to raid. They still want to raid. Still. Why punish the players, or why limit them? Just let them play the game, man. If they get burned out, who cares? They still are gonna play the game. Like, I tell you this, I played Darkmoor in one day, right? Finished it in one day, so I'm taking a little detox. I'm taking a little break. I'm playing Sonic Racing. I was about to say Riders. Sonic Racing Crossroads, right? Can't pronounce my R's, sorry about that. That's fun. Been playing a lot of Battlefield 6. That's also been fun, right? I'm just relaxing. Everybody else is kind of also farming for badges, you know. Just taking it a slow burn, you know. I think Darkmoor is a nice little slow burn world. But again, why limit that? You know? What's the point? They did the same thing with the decathlon. Never understood that. Why limit the credit system? I don't know. I don't know. They got rid of the leaderboard too, because apparently somebody was cheating in the decathlon. That story, I think, has been long ended. But again, man, it just gets so annoying, man. Like, again, beating a dead horse. We've been talking about this for a while. It just gets kind of annoying. So, I rest my case, and especially as a guild leader, I personally do not think there really should be a guild cooldown of any kind. I don't know what KI is afraid of. I don't know if they think, like, the apocalypse is going to happen. I don't know if they think that they're going to go bankrupt. I think I've said that multiple times in multiple videos, where I think that KI thinks they're going to go bankrupt or something's going to implode. Like, oh my god, don't have a no cooldown situation. Whoa, it's too scary. It's too scary. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to tell you. And again, you have the numbers right there. I mean, it's up to y'all to figure out. It's up to y'all to figure out. So, there you go. There you go. If you want to, I don't know. If you also want to vote in this, feel free. But again, their Discord's wide open. Join it, and like I said, there are tons of guilds out there, but right now what we're going to see is a lot more kind of restrictions with guilds or who joins or whatever now, and this literally just doesn't benefit anything. Literally. I don't know. It's up to y'all to figure out. I'm done talking about it. This will be the last video I talk about, because at the end of the day, that's up to y'all to figure out. That's up to y'all to figure out. Y'all know the philosophy. Y'all figure that out. Alright, until then, I will see you guys later. Peace out.